Hey guys, what's up? It's Chris. In this video, I'm just going to share my thoughts on an event that happened last night, and what happened was very similar to what happened with me with Impossible Foods. So I was contacted last night by a friend who informed me that Just for All, Just Foods, was holding an official event where they were showcasing their Just Egg. So the Just Egg has been in the stores for a while now, and a lot of you have probably already tried it, but they were serving it up with a bunch of non-vegan stuff. So I should also say that the event was being covered, the way I saw it, was being covered through a live video of Jane Unchained. So Jane Velez Mitchell is a huge vegan animal activist. She covers a lot of vegan stories all over the place. So if she can't physically be there herself, she has either an employee or volunteer, I'm not really sure, cover the story somewhere else. And that's exactly what was going on last night at this event. They were covering the story, watching them make the Just Egg, asking questions about it.
But it scrambles just like eggs. This is a great cruelty-free product. It's definitely better than getting eggs, you guys. That's for sure.
They're probably hired chefs there making the food, but it was an official event, so Just Foods should know about this and should know that they were using animal products at the event. And I also feel bad for some of the people that ate the food thinking it was an all-vegan event. And I don't blame the people for thinking that it was an all-vegan event, because let's just be honest, like a company like Just Foods started out as a vegan company. A lot of us thought that they were vegan in their morals and ethics and the way they went around their business. But if you go back and you read about the founder, he was supposedly an ethical vegan who was torn between making the decision of testing on animals or not. They ended up doing it, testing on animals. Also, you can check out their mission statement on their website, talking about sustainability of humanity and stuff like that. But they also have a video that I watched recently where they talk about using stem cells from an animal to make lab-grown meat, which, by the way, I don't think is vegan myself, but definitely a cruelty-free way to go about things, and it doesn't include factory farming and slaughterhouses, so it's a good way. I am totally on board with it. They found an innovative way to do it where they're not harming the actual animal where they get the cells from. In the video, it shows them getting a feather that fell out of a chicken that they wanted to use. So they found the best chicken in the place, and they found one of their feathers, and they use the feather. The chicken doesn't get hurt, the chicken's still alive, and they use that feather to extract those cells. Well, the point of me talking about this is in that video, they talk about having to go forward with feeding humans as sustainable as possible without wreaking havoc on the ecosystem, and also without having to hurt animals. So if one were to look at the mission statement, watch that video, see how the founder was supposedly an ethical vegan at the beginning, nobody, I don't think, would be thinking that a company like this would be serving up non-vegan food. So if you look at the menu they had there, which I have a screen grab of, they have bacon, they have smoked salmon, and they have aged Gouda, all of which were not vegan versions of. And a lot of people there thought that they were vegan. Even the reporter holding this video thought that they were vegan at first, because when someone comes up to her with the wrapped egg with bacon from an animal, from a pig, she thinks at first that it was vegan, and then they're like, oh no, it's not vegan. And then she was like, what, are you joking? Are you kidding me?
Well, you know what? Actually, we do it one more time. Here, I'll do it because now there's no glare with this. Let's see, we'll focus in their non-GMO, Just Egg. Turn it around for me, please. Thank you. What are these that you're trying out?
What is it? It's bacon?
Check this out. Do you mind if I grab one?
Is that real? Stephanie, it's bacon.
No, it's not.
It's bacon. Is it real bacon? Real bacon.
Oh, no.
See, I'm glad I have.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Okay.
No vegan.
Yeah, that was probably a big surprise right there. Luckily, she didn't eat it, but some of the people that were there did eat it, and I feel bad for them. There should have been signs. First of all, they shouldn't have. In my opinion, I don't think that they need to be doing that. If you have a product that is that you believe in, that could be standalone product on its own without using animal products to sell it, then I think you should go with it. And I understand that they're trying to market to everybody, not just vegans, and they're trying to market to the meat eaters and stuff like that, and that's why they're pairing it up with meat and dairy. But the flip side of that would be, what if somebody that's an omnivore went to eat it and said, okay, now we have a vegan egg here, no cholesterol, it's a lot healthier for you, it's a lot better for the environment, and it's incredibly much better for the animal. So, okay, I'll try that. And they wrap it in bacon from an animal. Let's just say that they like it. Oh, this is really good. But let's also say that that person didn't eat a lot of bacon. But now they want to buy that product and pair it with bacon. So now they're buying bacon. Also, this company created a new demand for meat and dairy because they had to buy the bacon and the fish and the dairy to come to this event. So it's pretty hypocritical in my eyes that they would be saving chickens with their product while they're killing fish and pigs. It just doesn't make any sense. And for the record, if you guys have been watching, for those of you that have watched my channel for the last 10 years, you know that I'm not an extremist. I'm not a militant vegan. I try to find creative ways to get people to want to go vegan on their own, fun ways, and hopefully inspire someone to go vegan. I never tell people or force people what to do, and it's just not my style. But I do have a platform, and I am going to tell the truth, and I am going to try to be as transparent as I can with some of these companies out there so that we, the consumer, know what we're giving our dollar to. And let's not forget that these companies are where they are because of us. It's the vegans who made the demand for these products to exist in the first place. We voted with our dollars and we voted with our voices. And when these companies started out, cruelty-free as they could be, we supported them. We gave them our dollar, and when we give them our dollar, then they grow. They have the capital to make new products, to become bigger, to get their product out in more places. And then with our voices, we share that by word of mouth to friends, family. We also share it a lot these days on social media. So people see the new product out there, and we share it with our friends, and then all of those friends want to go run out to the grocery store and pick it up, and then they share it with their friends, and it's kind of a domino effect, and that's how these products grow. That's how these companies grow. It's a good thing, but somewhere down the line, I feel like they lost their morals or their ethics. So it's kind of weird to me to know that these products exist now, so you can go anywhere and you can buy vegan products. A vegan version of just about anything, cruelty-free. But is it really cruelty-free? I mean, if we have a company that's making something that is completely free of animal ingredients, but yet some of the practices they put in place are cruel to animals, then what? It's kind of a weird feeling for me. I'm going to be honest. Personally, I'm torn. Like, I don't feel right purchasing some of these vegan items that may have been tested on animals, or a company that does something like this. They serve meat and dairy at their events that they hold, when I know that I can buy another company's version that I know is an ethical company. Like if I'm looking at just mayo, or Hellman's vegan mayo, or Veganese mayo, well, I know that I've tried all of them. They're all good. They're all delicious. But I would feel better going with the Veganese because I know that they're an ethical company. So that's not to say that I'm wanting people to boycott, because that's not what I want. I'm glad that these products exist out there. And for a lot of people that I know, I get a lot of comments on, like, don't eat the processed food, eat the healthy foods. Well, I agree there to a point, but to get people to go vegan, you need all kinds of products. You know, people, if these products don't exist, a lot less people will go vegan, because a lot of people want the familiar foods that they're used to in order to go vegan. They want that familiar burger or the familiar cheese that they love, that they grew up with, and they want a version of it. And if there's a vegan version of it and it tastes good and it's a lot better for you, then that makes it more likely that the person would adopt a vegan lifestyle than if there was nothing. Like way back when I first went vegan, the vegan cheeses were disgusting, and we didn't have the products that we have today. So we're pretty lucky in that respect. The other thing about the companies is I think it's a lot different when you have a company like, for instance, like Just for All, Just Foods, who started out as an ethical vegan company, or a vegan company, or a plant-based company, whatever you want to say. It started out as a plant-based company. We gave our dollars there and we bought the products. As time goes on, they start to do things that are questionable, like incorporating meat into their dishes when they're at different events. It makes you think differently of them. Like, so if it's not for the morals anymore, if it's not for the ethics anymore, to me, it kind of seems like it's all about the money. The bigger they get, it's all about the money. But let's not forget, collectively, we made the company. We made the demand for that company to grow. Whereas a company that is a non-vegan company, like let's say for instance Ben & Jerry's, I don't hold them to the same standard because they didn't start out as a vegan company and they're not a vegan company. But the fact that they're a huge company, even the biggest companies out there have a cap of how much they can produce and how much they can export. And they took their resources, and instead of making more non-vegan products, what they did was they made vegan products. And they started out with 4 flavors of vegan ice cream, and now it's grown to like, I don't know, 15 or 20 flavors. There's a lot of flavors now that they have. And the fact that there's a demand there, and they're using their resources for vegan products instead of non-vegan products is huge. And I give them all the credit for that. I would not tell somebody to ever boycott a company that has vegan products out there, because those vegan products, we want people to buy them. We want there to be a demand there so that they keep doing it. And hopefully it will move in the direction where somewhere down the line, 10, 20, 30 years from now, maybe there will be more vegan products than non-vegan products. Maybe the companies will go completely vegan. I do not think that everybody in the world is going to go vegan. Unfortunately, I do not think that's going to happen. But more people are going vegan every day, and that's a good thing. So that's why I don't understand some of these practices on these companies. And I guess the bottom line is, no matter what the company, no matter who you think is involved in the company, unless you hear it straight from their mouth, you always got to ask, is everything you're serving here vegan? And I understand that they're marketing to the meat eaters, but it's different when they're making events like this and they're serving it. There's no reason for that to be done. Now, it's different when you have these fast food companies like Burger King and KFC and McDonald's and Carl's Jr. all using vegan products now. So some of them might have vegan burgers and stuff like that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everything there, if you went and bought it, would be vegan. Like maybe the buns aren't vegan. Maybe they cooked it on the same grill. Maybe there's cheese on it that's not vegan. Maybe the sauce isn't vegan. But the fact that they're using a vegan product instead, like let's for instance say the burger, they're using a vegan burger now instead of real beef. That's huge, because now, I mean, that's cutting down on some of the consumption out there of the animal flesh. So we want that to keep going, but that doesn't necessarily mean that vegans have to go there and eat that. Maybe that's more meant for the omnivore that can try out some of these vegan products and maybe adopt a vegan lifestyle. Maybe that's the first step for them. But for these companies to go out there and do that themselves, when I say these companies, like Just for Food, Just for All products, there's no reason for them to wrap real animal flesh around their superior product, their egg. And that's the same thing that Impossible Foods was doing. Now, my other argument is it doesn't need to be done, because there's a lot of other companies out there that have just as good products out there as they have, that are doing it the right way, that are doing it without testing on animals and doing it cruelty free. And I applaud those companies. So I feel for all of the people that may have accidentally eaten some of those non-vegan samples, it's not cool. Some of these events, I think, should do a lot better. They should have clear signage, and they should also try to stick to one thing. And if you're making a vegan product, you should try to keep that consistent, even when you're doing samples. So to me, it just seems a lot like they're doing it for the bottom line, is they're doing it for the money. And that's unfortunate. But I'm glad these products exist. And I guess that's it for this one. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. And I'd like to know what your thoughts are on what happened there. And also, if you like these videos that I'm doing where I'm trying to be more transparent with everybody, let me know in the comments below. Stay safe, watch out for zombies. I'll see you guys next time.